Hello people, I haven't got my microphone on so hopefully you can hear this. I ended up with £51. I'm kicking myself a bit because £60 won the match, 59 a second, and then I'm third in this section with £51. It's actually third in the match. Now you pay two, but at least I won the section. But from a points point of view, I only get 3 points. A bit gutted really, but I've beaten two. The three good anglers on three good pegs I struggled to beat, but I wasn't far off. Another couple of bites would have been alright. A bit gutted to be honest. There we go. Just feeling a bit rough. I've caught 2 fish over, that's all. But most of my fish on my left here. Just throwing maggots to be honest. Top 5. Well, on the number 5 section, throwing maggots. Got a couple top 5 in front of me here, but it's very deep. But I mean top 2 deep, long top 2 deep. But nothing on my right edge. It didn't come out very nice. I'd like to draw this peg again. I think everyone was saying it's not a very good peg, and I think that didn't help me this morning because I fished it a bit negatively, and that was wrong. Definitely, I think towards the end I was just putting a ball of ground bait in my cup and just literally sort of here, that's my peg there, so this sort of line here, cupping in dark skimmer's dark, a few micros in it, a few maggots, and just laying the rig over the top, and you get a few signs and suddenly it'll go. And I think I should have done it earlier. Anyway, I'm going to pack up. So to be fair, considering I got away with it catching a few fish anyway, so I can't moan with that. £51, a nice day. And I'll catch you all later. Bye for now. Well, morning all. Been a little while since I've done a shed. Still got a bit of the lurgy, still can't shift the damn thing. But anyway, it's only a quick catch up really. Yesterday I fished the 3rd round of the individual winter league at Harescombe fishery. I was going to film it, but when we got there it was hammering down with rain, blowing a bit of a hoolie. Well, not really a bit of a hoolie, but it's very dark and gloomy. I thought I'm not going to get the camera out because it's just going to be pointless if it's going to hammer down with rain all day. Well, typically started the match, and after about 40 minutes the sun came out. Anyway, I didn't bother getting back up off my box for the simple fact that not a lot was happening. I've drawn peg 26 on Donut Lake, which is, as you go into the fishery, you've got peg 1 goes all the way around to peg 28 I think it is the M peg, and 28 was not drawn. They leave a gap basically, so I've drawn 26. There's nobody on 28, nobody on, in fact I'll have 24 free as well. There's a nice bit of room, but everyone said it's the wrong end of the section. I got told it was the wrong end of the section, but looking around I thought I couldn't see why you wouldn't catch there because it looked nice, to be honest. So anyway, I was just told that I was going to struggle to beat pegs 20, 21, 22, and literally plumbed up across. Probably had 3.5 foot, 3.5 foot-ish, I should think it was. About 3 foot, 3.5 foot. And in fact, well, there's a rig here that I use for down the edge, but I'll do that in a minute. Yeah, so about 3.5 foot across. Anyway, I basically started off across, tapping in a few maggots, gone out, nothing, not a bit of movement, no size, no nothing. I looked to my right, and already they are catching fish to my right across. The difference is on their peg. On my bank, it was quite bare bank. Further up to the right, there's trees, some reeds, and that sort of stuff in the water. And I just think this time of year, fish tend to like a bit of cover, so I think that's probably why they're there. But I still fancy my peg. It looked nice. There's the odd fish moving. Anyway, persevered. After an hour, I've had one foul hooker, which came off. Right, rethink. So I've fed a short line, 5 metres, which is about, literally, it's very deep. 8.5, 9 foot deep. Almost feel like it's too deep, but on the last match, I've caught in that deep part of my peg. It's the only place I did catch. So anyway, I've been priming that. I kept throwing maggots short. And also my left side, my left edge, plumbed up lovely. 3 foot. In fact, this is the rig I used for that, which is 0.4 in Everett Slim. And I've got a strung rig on that because the edge tends to be a little bit slopey. But I did find a nice flat spot, but I still fished it slightly strung because it does drop away still. And I just felt that the fish, if they're going to come in, they're going to come in with a slightly deeper water. They're going to have to swim up a bit anyway. So I just felt that having a slightly strung rig, I can just lay it a little bit on the slope, if that makes sense, on the hope they're going to pick my bait up on the way up. Anyway, so I plumbed that up. That looked nice. Hindsight, I wish I'd have fished that line all day, but fished much longer down my left edge to the next platform. I fished at 5 metres and top 5, and I think I should have gone a bit longer. Hindsight and all that. Anyway, as the match progressed, 2 hours in, still struggling like mad. I've had a couple of carp at this point on my 5 metre line in the deep water. Kept throwing maggots there, hoping it was going to come good. It didn't really happen. That's where I caught in the last match. So I caught all my fish there, but it just didn't happen this time. I've caught 4 fish there. So all the time I've been priming this left line and kept trying to cross, nothing. Ended up almost giving up on that line. Come down my edge where I've put in some Skimmer's Dark. So now Skimmer's Dark, over wetted with a few maggots in it and a few micros. Cut that in. Been throwing maggots there as well. I think that was wrong, but I'll tell you for that why in a minute. Gone out, plunk, have one on that 3.5 foot deep line to my left. Oh, gone out again, getting little signs. Thought there's definitely some fish there now. And I caught another one, then it's gone quiet. So I've come off it, gone to 5 metres. I think I nicked 2 there again. Anyway, gone back to my left line. By this time there's probably an hour to go, and I'm thinking I'm well behind in this section. Definitely, they've all got, must have 50 plus pound to my right, and I'm thinking I've only got about 25 pound. So I then switched to stop loose feeding and just cupped in little balls of Skimmer's Dark with micros in it and a few maggots. It's like a light switch change. Gone out, little blob, dragged the rig over, float a berry, clunk, get one. Literally kicking myself. I think I just fed that line wrong. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, I know, and it's difficult to know the reason why. Sometimes one thing works over another. No reason why. I think that some of the loose fed maggots, some obviously brought a few fish in, but they weren't. I think they all might feel like they were coming in, picking up the maggots and going out again. Whereas I think when I was putting the ground bait in, I was keeping them there. Anyway, I've literally caught a few fish right up to whistle. Ended up with 51 pound. Still didn't beat 2 of the pegs. Chris Cameron won them at 60 pound. Then there was a 57, and I was third with 51. A bit guttingly, they were in my section, so I ended up only getting 3 points. But I feel like I got away with it a bit because I was coming stone cold last for most of that match. Guy to my right ended up with 28 pound. He was definitely beating me till that last hour. So I've got out of jail really with that. Peg to my left, he won his section. 49 pound, I think. He's caught down his edge as well and a few across, but he had a tree across. And then after that it was quite tough in areas, to be fair. But really interesting match, and I still feel with that Donut Lake, I don't know it very well, to be honest. It's deep, so it sort of does that almost like a bowl like that. So if you can find a flat spot, your quid's in. I think originally it was dug as a Silvers Lake. Apparently there was a lot of big bream and things like that in there. But it's changed now. There was a fish kill due to a farmer dispersing loads of slurry into the lake, this was a long time ago, before Catherine and that bought the fishery, and they've done such a good job. To be fair, it's a lovely fishery. I can't rate it highly enough. Fishing's probably not like sort of like a tunnel, if you like, where you're going to catch £40 on a bad day, if that makes sense. You have to work at it, but I really like it. Just think about what you're doing. There's a load of fish in there, and they're doing a really good fish management program. I've listened to them talking about the stock ponds they've got and all the F1s that they've got that are waiting to grow on, and so I think going forward it's going to be brilliant. They're doing a cracking job. And park behind your peg. It's excellent. I like the fact with the rules, strict rules, you can't throw your bait in afterwards or anything like that. You've got to put it in a bin, which I think is good, makes sense. Yeah, apart from that, there's no other rules really. You can't use overshotted or anything like that. Not that you want it this time of the year. Some lovely big old F1s in the match lake. But that donut lake, it's probably 9 foot, 10 foot in places, I'd imagine. Rough guesstimate, and then it shallows up as you go to the far bank, and you really want to find 3 foot, and I think you need a bit of cover on the far bank this time of the year. You can dob bread, dob maggots, which I think that's what Chris did. I had messed up a little bit in my far line. Looking back, I fished it, if that makes sense, as in with a little bulk, well, 0.4 on a bulk, and nailed it waiting. I think that was wrong. I think I needed better off a little dobbing type rig, just keep moving it about and nicking fish that way. Not really feeding anything. I think that's a lesson learned for that. But the edge was interesting. I think if you've got a bit of room, you can catch down the edge later on. So that was interesting. It got me out of trouble anyway. That was it really. As I say, my best rig was me E&F 0.4 F1 Slim. Then I had a little strung rig. It was more bulked, but I strung it out more. And I fished on that rig. I fished a SLWG 18014. So there we go. In fact, sorry, I'd lie. It was SLWG 18 to 013. So there we go. Happy days. So mixed the skimmer's dart over wetted. Nice and easy if you literally get a pint of ground bait, pint of skimmer's dart, pint of water. Put the water in first, then put the ground bait in, swizzle it around in the bucket, just leave it for an hour before you start. Then it's all nice, perfect, ready to use. And you can add a bit more water to it if you need to. You're literally just putting it in your pot and just lobbing it in. If you look at Paul Holland doing it on Blake's YouTube channel, I think there's a video on there with Paul showing you how to mix it and how we use it, especially on a hard day. So give that a look, because you won't get a better explanation of how to use it than through Paul. So there you go. So yeah, ended up on the day 3rd in my section, 3rd in the match, which now puts me, I think I'm 5th in the league now, but it's only a couple of points in it, so long way to go yet. But I'm hoping just need to get some section wins in the bag now. Keep coming 2nd or 3rd, which well, I've had 2 2s and a 3 now. I need to move it up to the rest being 1s, and I hope some of the guys at the top blow out, but I can't see Chris Cameron blowing out. He's won his section every match so far. So yeah, can't do better than that, can you? He knows the venue quite well. There's another lad, and I do apologise, I can't remember his name now, who knows it really well, broke the record there. He was 2nd on the match. I'll have to look at the board. But yeah, it's all good anglers, so it's good. Enjoyable league. Yeah, sorry, blabbering on a little bit. Shed's a bit of a mess, as always. I need to, I'm taking everything out soon. It won't be long before I take everything out and have a bit of a reshuffle. And I've got to change some elastics. I'm currently using amber core still. I'm actually going to be putting in, which I'll probably do in a minute actually, some of Ian's Amberflow 4 to 8 liquid filled. Lovely elastic, going to be brilliant for silvers, skimmers. Absolutely can't wait to have a few skimmer matches. I've not done any yet. Still trying to get rid of this lurgy, and I like this Amber Flow 7 to 11 as well. That's really good for this time of year. More or less use it, going to be all I'll be using now till this weather changes again, to be honest. And the Zero Bought 8 to 10 is what I used yesterday down the edge. Just find that quite good for that sort of fishing in the long kit. Quite forgiving, but you've got enough oomph to pull the fish back in when you need to. Right, stop blabbering. I will film another match. Literally just wait for the day when it's not doom and gloom weather-wise, basically, because there's no point. It's not much fun watching stuff when you're not catching a lot anyway. So there we go. Right, thanks for watching, and speak to you soon. Bye for now.